Thank you so much for attending my presentation about Pokemon's failed gimmicks. This video idea was actually suggested by a commenter on one of my recent videos, so I'll find that and put it on screen. First, we'll talk about Flying Press. Hawlucha is a very powerful Pokemon as we explored just a few days ago. However, it doesn't really use its signature move. Why? Flying Press is unique, calculating weakness not only with the fighting type but also the flying type. For example, against a pure steel Pokemon, it would hit neutrally, not super effective. This seems pretty cool, but it doesn't really add anything important. Everything it hits for double damage is easily covered by its regular stab options, which don't also have awkward resistances. For example, against Muck, I don't want to use Flying Press, it's resisted. However, with 110 base power acrobatics, I can pop it for solid damage. There just isn't a real use case for it on Hawlucha's moveset, and it thus sadly isn't seen. To fix it, we'd probably just need to only factor in all the super effective hits. A fighting move that also nails grass and other fighting types hard sounds really good. Wishy-Washy is known for its absurd stats. 140 attack is absolutely monstrous and high defense has let it live for a while. The only big weakness is speed. However, Wishy-Washy doesn't always have these numbers. Its ability is Schooling, turning it into the aptly named Schooling form when it's above 25% HP, but when it dips below a quarter, it has Magikarp level stats. This is really awkward to play around for two big reasons. First, it doesn't have instant recovery. This makes it very difficult to stay healthy throughout games. The only options you have are either leftovers or a berry and fucking rest. Switching in is really difficult. Any damage you take, whether it be from an attack or just hazards, will likely stick. If it had Recover or something, it could probably play a decent defensive role in higher tiers. Second is speed. While many powerful wall breakers are okay being slow, Wishy-Washy's inability to switch in and outspeed something hurts badly. Take too much damage and now your liquidations are coming off of 20 base attack. Wishy-Washy has thus struggled badly, only finding success alongside other untier Pokemon. With even just one change, it could probably do better, but alas, it wasn't meant to be. Kamala is in a pretty similar boat. The idea is there, but the execution isn't. Comatose is one of the most powerful abilities in the game. It acts like a full status immunity, giving the holder permanent sleep and then letting them use moves while slumbering. Thus, this protects you from the negative effects of burn, paralysis, sleep, and others. Sadly, like Wishy-Washy, its tools just don't cut it. It has some decent power, but struggles to outspeed anything and is a mediocre hit taker to put it kindly. Even so, in Gen 7, it found some real use as a pivot. With Assault Vest, Rapid Spin, U-Turn, and strong stab booster returns, Kamala could eat some special hits while playing a utility role, but Comatose itself is one of the best abilities ever made, and to be honest, thank God it wasn't given to an inherently powerful Pokemon. This thing has been banned in a ton of different metagames for many different reasons. One of the funniest is that by using Scarfed, Sleep Powder, and Roar, you could basically have fast phasing with very little counterplay. Of all the gimmicks on this list, it's by far the most unbalanced conceptually. The idea behind plus and minus is clearly flawed, but it doesn't look too horrible on the surface. When a Pokemon with plus is on the field next to a Pokemon with either plus or minus, and vice versa, it gets a 1.5 times special attack boost. That's pretty damn strong. It's like a choice specs. One big problem is that setting this up consistently is very difficult. If the Mon isn't next to the perfect partner, they literally just don't have an ability. Considering that the whole idea behind these guys is the ability, that's absolutely horrible. Imagine if Incineroar had to be alongside another Intimidate user to actually let it work. Super unwieldy, right? Things get worse when you look at the Pokemon that get the abilities. They're all weak to the spread move Earthquake, which is very common in doubles. It's not impossible to build around this idea, but pretty much any plus-minus team will be very difficult to play in position. And even if you were able to do this well, many matchups are just going to destroy your entire offensive core. It's a cool idea, but for many reasons doesn't see any actual play. In conclusion, Pokemon has tried a variety of different gimmick ideas. While many are absolutely amazing, some aren't, for better or for worse. Thank you so much for watching.